Hi, welcome to my next video. Have you wondered how you can use a regular field to capture multiple values? As you see on the screen, this contact name and the product and channel, it is capturing multiple values from this form. How is this possible? Is it another tabular version of this regular field? Let's have a look. This is actually a property of the taxonomy. So in the taxonomy manager, when you are defining the fields, you have two options that you can work with. One is multi-valued. The other one is requires reference. So what you saw before in this execution to capture multiple values in a regular field, that is the option that we use for capturing multiple values. So it is multi-value. So with this one, you can capture multiple values for a usual regular field. The type can be text, date, numeric, anything. This is mainly to capture a list of values. You can consider it as a single column of a data table in a way. So how is this configured and what's the use of requires reference? Before getting into that, let's have a look at this is multi-value, and then I'll explain to you what requires reference is. The purpose of this is different from is multi-value. We'll take one by one. So let me stop this execution so I can show you how this is done. If you go to your taxonomy manager, if you open your document, so this is my document type. I have three fields defined here. One is the contact name and the products and channels, and this is the inquiry date. This is a normal field with default settings. So by default is multi-value is disabled, requires reference is enabled. But for these two, for the contact name, I have enabled is multi-value, and you can see the type of this is a name. For product and channels, I have enabled is multi-value, but I have disabled requires reference. So I'll tell you what this is in a bit. But for this one is multi-value enabled and the type is text. So it applies for any data type. So basically both of these fields can capture multiple values. But this inquiry date will only have one value of date type as usual. So this is how you configure this multi-value property in the taxonomy manager. Requires reference. This one, if it is enabled, that means for you to capture a value for the field during runtime, that value has to be always available in the document and visible so that you can highlight and add it. But when you disable it, that means it does not need to have a reference value in the document. So in such a case, you can add any random value which is not even available in the document. So you can basically type it. This can be helpful in scenarios where you need to define like special input fields or input values during runtime and during manual verification, which are not available in the document. So that's the purpose of this requires reference. So that being said, let's also see where and how this is supported in our extractors. So if multi-value, this property is not supported by all the extractors. It is only supported by machine learning extractor. So in other words, with machine learning models, you can use the is multi-value field to capture multiple values, as we see here. So when we talk about machine learning models, you can refer to models available in AI Center, or you can refer to Forms AI, where you can create different custom models for structured documents. So how to define this in AI Center or in the data labeling is another question. So if you go to Document Manager, so I have a Forms AI session created here just to show you how this is done. If you want to know how Forms AI sessions are created and how to access the Document Manager, I have separate videos that you can look into. The links are given in the description for you to refer to the detailed videos. So for now, in the Document Manager, when you're defining fields, you can come here and for any data type, you can enable this multi-value property. And even in the description, you can see it is only supported by ML packages, which are higher or equal to 22.10. So this is the property that you need to enable if you are using machine learning models to train, to capture multiple values. So that is the property that we want to use. And remember, it's only available for machine learning. And once you have done that, when you run it, you get the output as you saw initially. So let me just do a quick run here. So I can also show you about the requires reference property. I'm running this for that form I created in the Forms AI. In here, as you saw before, it captures both of these names because I have trained my Forms AI to capture both names here. You can see with this property. And for the same for the product and channels, captures both. But here you can see an extra option. Here is multi-value, but here you can see a small plus. This is to add a value without reference. So usually we add a value by highlighting the text and adding it to the field. But if you have this no reference option, you can add values just by typing and you don't need to highlight. So I can add any random value which is not available in the document and it will automatically take it. So you can use this value once you submit this in your workflows to um, update your systems and do all the other required activities with those values. It can be applied for any field, not just for multi-value field. So that's it for this video. I hope you are clear about the required reference and its multi-value properties in the taxonomy manager, because that's another extra feature that we need to cover during the certification. If you have any questions, you can always drop in a comment or reach out to me. And that's it for this video. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in another video.